Hi all, with the North Horn fresh off the presses, I'm sure the majority of you are progressing your relics and levelling the new phantom jobs and all sorts of other things inside the zone. As a guy who might be called a tryhard or a sweat, I spent the whole first day levelling to the max knowledge level of 40 and completing the Fork Tower magic. As the Fork Tower blood was in comparison so inaccessible for most of the player base, this video is intended to ease your fears while remaining as spoiler free as possible, and to give some tips about what you might find inside. Be aware that this is related to the normal mode of the tower, not the harder extreme version, and if you watch through this video and enjoy it, consider liking it and subscribing to the channel for more. Firstly, you'll want to have completed the quests within South Horn including Past and Crescent in order to progress the quest line to unlock North Horn. Inside there's another large open zone similar to the first one, with fates and critical engagements spawning often. Make sure to progress the quest line from Ketamram or the Archive inside North Horn as you spend time levelling your jobs and knowledge level, and note that a handful of critical engagements are required for certain steps of the quest. Eventually, a quest will require you to reach level 40 knowledge and speak with Ketamram after doing so. This will at last unlock entry to the Forked Tower magic, and so long as you have a few jobs ready to go, you'll be prepared enough to enter. Once you complete the quest to unlock the tower, you'll notice a couple more items appear on your Occult Crescent HUD. First, the Arcane Amulets, which are the currency obtained from the tower, and Forked Tower priority. The second one seems to work similarly to the notoriety system in Bozja, where those with a higher number are guaranteed to be selected over those with a lower number in the case of too many players entering the tower. Saying that, the tower has a hard cap of 48 players at any one time, but with a max of 72 players in an instance, your chances are generally quite good, and if you get unlucky once, you're essentially guaranteed to enter if you stay in the same instance and try again. The tower entrance is located here, and similar to the Forked Tower Blood, the Auroral Mirages weather will cause this platform to glow brightly as it prepares to transport anyone standing on it inside the tower. Unlike the first Forked Tower, however, you do not need any form of currency to enter, and simply standing on the platform after unlocking it is enough to be eligible. Now I won't show any of the enemies inside the tower, but you can rest assured that no specific phantom job is required in order to complete the normal version of the tower. Additionally, you can change phantom jobs inside the tower at any time unless in combat, meaning that you're not locked into filling a specific role, so feel free to have some crazy combinations, or to swap to a job that can resurrect or do more damage, etc. This being so early into its release, you may find yourself entering undermanned runs of the tower rather than the full 48 players, but the dungeon scales to the amount of players and should provide a pretty even experience in terms of time to completion. As of this video, the most I've done it with is only around 7 players, and the lowest is 1. Once you get pulled inside, you'll find yourself in what is essentially an alliance raid format, in length, difficulty, and amount of bosses. There are 4 bosses in all, same as the previous tower, and in my experience a full run takes about 35 to 40 minutes depending on how well geared your teams are. Now let me make it clear that these bosses are not difficult in the slightest if you're comfortable with completing alliance raids, or have done something like Castrum Lacus Latore from Bozja. Combat wise, you'll find the bosses to have a handful of different mechanics but nothing too complicated, but for the first boss, check the debuff applied to you early into the fight so that it goes smoothly. The rest have familiar mechanics, or ones easy to understand after the first try, and the last has a slightly unorthodox arena shape. For phantom jobs, it's your call what to take with you, but try and pair it well with your actual job for survivability or damage. Personally, I tend to play tank inside just to have a good mix of everything, and combine it with the high damage phantom jobs to be effective. As well as this, note that the normal version of the tower has no restriction on resurrections, meaning that you can get people up as a regular healer, with phantom actions or even with a phoenix down, and there's no limit to the amount of resurrections either. After defeating each boss, a personal spoils coffer will drop which you need to open personally to receive rewards. You'll of course find the arcane amulets inside which can be traded in here, but it also seems that the field notes from each tower boss are guaranteed to drop, so don't worry about having to RNG farm to get lucky to complete your occult record. Now, although no phantom job is required for the tower, I recommend switching to a job that you're still leveling when you reach the last boss. Surprisingly, it actually gives a good chunk of phantom XP when defeated, so this can be a more chill way to farm your jobs alongside critical engagements. It will also drop 800 silver coins, so make sure not to be capped before entering or risk wasting them. Lastly, like the critical engagements in the zone, it drops 80 mathematic tomes and 40 mnemonic tomes, also helpful for purchasing relics or just capping for the week. And that's basically it. There's really not too much to worry about with normal mode Fork Tower magic. The bosses truly aren't too intimidating and the requirements are the bare minimum for unlocking. If you're inside North Horn and finish your quests, give it a go once the weather appears. It's a lot of fun and will be more so once more players reach level 40 and larger groups are available. I hope you enjoyed this short little video about the tower, and if I missed anything useful that might help, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you next time.